value selection for today. It's a pretty straightforward one for me to choose actually, which is a bit of a worry. So it's in La Liga 2, so Segunda Division, never know what to call it, and we're looking at Granada versus Levante. Now, as you can see from the Poisson distribution, this one is suggesting a real sort of straightforward Granada win in terms of the data. Now, we're getting offered odds of 2.54, which are huge odds for a home team that are, is it 5th or 6th in the table? There's only one place separating the two, I think maybe 1 or 2 points at most. Granada have won 4 out of their last 5 home games, drawing the other one 0-0. I think it was 0-0. I think they've only conceded like 1 goal in the 5 last home games. I have looked all this up, but I haven't written it down. So Levante are in decent form as well. Away from home, they've won their last 2 games. So I'm expecting a tight game. I'm not expecting Granada to win it easily. And it could go either way. Like I say, they're both towards the top of the table. They're both in good form. Levante are a strong team, as we know, recently been in La Liga. But I think the value in 2.54 are outrageous odds for a home team that are unbeaten in 5 and have won 4 out of the last 5. So yeah, it's a bit of a no-brainer for me. I'm surprised the odds are that high. I've had a look at the team news and I can't see any major injuries that will impact Granada. Yeah, I mean, Levante again being the sort of the stronger name maybe will affect the odds. 24.30, that's too long as well in terms of Poisson. So I don't believe that is indicative of how the result will go. That's because although they won the last 2 home games, the previous 3 they didn't, away games, the previous 3 they didn't win, and haven't looked back further than that. But compared to Granada winning their last 4 out of 5, it's given their attacking potential quite a hit in terms of Poisson. I wouldn't be fooled by that. I certainly think they're a better chance than 24.30. But by the same token, I think Granada are a much sort of better chance than 2.54. So yeah, that's where I'm going. There's value as well in the unders, which would probably make sense, wouldn't it really? If we're looking at 2 tightly matched teams towards the top of the table, you're not likely to see a sort of drubbing either way. You could see 2-1 obviously, which is a scoreline I always fear when I'm going for the unders. So I mean, you can see the correct scores: 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 1-1. I think 0-0. Yeah, so I think any of these, I wouldn't fancy 3-0 Granada, but the rest of them I could easily see coming in. So yeah, that's my tip for tonight. I'm hoping that we get a bit of luck with that one. Well, not luck. I'm hoping that we get some success. You might notice as well, for the eagle-eyed amongst you, that this is the pack that we get out to subscribers. £10 a month. Check out the website. We've now added a value selections tab, and what that does is, as you can see, this is all minimised. So there's actually all of the Segunda Liga games are on here, but I've minimised them so you can't see them. You can only see the one I'm sharing for free. And I've now got a value selections tab which pulls in all of the value selections for all of the matches across the leagues, and sort of puts them in one easy tab to read so that you don't have to keep trawling through to see where the value is. And also it eliminates the value that is sort of false value, in my opinion, where you get a team that's a massive underdog. Poisson says you should be getting odds of 10.5, but Betfair are giving you 12. Now that'll be highlighted as value because you're getting a better sort of Betfair price than you are the Poisson suggests. But is it true value really? There's still massive underdogs, and it's not that helpful. So it's eliminating those, and it's just putting in the sort of true value ones like this that I've had a look through and done some extra work on to see whether I think that the value is actually worth pursuing. So that's all in a nice neat tab now. Oh, there it is. If you pause it, you might see some more games. So yeah, that's there just to let you know. Last night, Blues. You saw my video last night as well. It was uploading for something like 13 hours or something ridiculous. The internet was rubbish, man. It was doing my head in. The kids couldn't watch Netflix, couldn't watch IPTV. Not that I've got that, but if I did, they wouldn't be able to watch it. Couldn't do anything, man. Like, I managed to upload a short, but that was it. Yeah. So the video for that only came out this morning. Useless, which is why I'm doing this one so early. But the game that I looked at was Birmingham City versus Millwall, as you know. and it ended 0-0, which I'd gone for a Blues win. I did say that you could keep Blues on side in terms of the draw as well, and you know, as you can see from the Possum pack, 0-0 was the most likely scoreline. So, and unders was value as well. So it was actually a good selection. I'm pleased with it. I'm not pleased Blues didn't win, but the logic was there, and you can see that the most likely scoreline was 0-0, which came in 1-0, which I was hoping for. Yeah, it was still huge value. I was still happy with it. Those of you that got on and took the double chance or laid Millwall will be happy. Anyone who obviously got on that or that will be even more happy. It played out more or less how I thought it would, but to be honest, Blues weren't as good by any means as I hoped they'd be, and that was partly down to me obviously being a Blues fan and thinking that they'd maybe do a bit better than they did. But I have watched some of the games and they were better in the previous games, but last night it was a turgid affair. It was grim. It was not for the neutral at all, and not for the purists. So yeah, there weren't many attacking opportunities for Blues. There was no creativity. I mean, they dug in. Normally that's a game the Blues would have lost 1-0 in the last few years to Millwall. Definitely would have got rolled over, out-muscled, out-fought, and they didn't. So I'm happy with a point for a Blues fan. But there was no attacking intent really, which is something that will probably harm Blues' chances going forward. So the win didn't come in, but again, it just shows that the value selections are sort of logical, and I'm quite happy. I'm happy with it, and this is what value betting's about. You don't always get everyone coming, but if you're going about the process in the correct way and doing the right things over time, the fact that you're only betting on value will mean that you'll be up rather than down. So yeah, that's it then. So thanks very much for watching. Check out any more videos on the channel by clicking on these links, and please subscribe. Thanks a lot.